What happens when a single drop of coffee becomes the only chance to expose a system fueled by greed and indifference? A cleaning lady walked into the boardroom carrying two mugs, but no one knew that this coffee was a weapon. The Camden and Rhodes skyscraper gleamed like an impenetrable fortress in the morning sun. On the 28th floor, in a corridor shining with marble, stood Carla Harris, a day cleaner whose invisibility was her shield. In her hands were two porcelain coffee mugs, a spicy mocha for Chief Financial Officer Derek Bennett and a strong Americano for his assistant John Brooks. Her heart pounded rapidly. Every echo of footsteps resonated with anxiety. The crackle of a camera in the corner reminded her of the watchful eyes. "She knows too much," whispered a shadow. Two security guards squinted and exchanged signals. Carla tensed. The stakes today were higher than usual. A programmer named Michael slipped by, dark circles under his eyes, trembling fingers over the keyboard, the screen showing access denied. Carla caught his gaze. In it was a desperate plea. Apparently, he was more than just a coder here. He was a watcher of secrets. The corridor froze. Carla pressed the glass handle marked Meeting Room B and stepped inside. Her heels clicked on the marble like a warning bell. Inside, a long, dark Wenjie table, surrounded by expensive suits, gray hair, and eyes that cut to the bone. On the screen, crimson columns of falling profits. The graph sank like the consciousness of the whole group. She placed the mugs by the wall. "Your coffee, sir." Bennett, holding a tablet, nodded. "Quickly, Carla." John flinched, his hand trembled, mocha spilled over the edge of the mug. He barely restrained himself, and for a moment, a bruise on his wrist flashed under his sleeve. Carla exhaled. No emotions showed on her face, but deep inside, a spark of resolve ignited. On the table lay a bright white folder titled Layoffs, Phase 1. Carla caught the intern Emma's gaze. Her eyes flashed with panic. Carla touched her hand and whispered, "Hold on." Suddenly, John's phone rang. The mug slipped, mocha hissed over important papers, and Bennett laughed. "Nice trick." A security guard rushed toward Carla, but she had already left the room, feeling the heat of their stares on her back and the echo of her steps. What happens next will change everything. An hour passed. Carla stood before the glass door of HR. Miss Davis's gray suit shimmered with coldness. Her lips didn't twitch. Her eyes hung like the scales of justice. On the table, a folder titled Security Logs. Access breach. Inside, 3 entries, 3 times Carla had entered the meeting room. "Miss Harris," the voice was even but icy. "You violated access 3 times. You are suspended pending investigation." Carla's heart froze, but she pressed her lips tight. "I was just delivering coffee." "Compassion is not part of our standards," Davis said, pointing to a button on her radio. Movement flashed at the door. Emma ran in, tears streaming down her cheeks. "Tomorrow you'll be on the lists. No notifications. You'll just disappear." Carla felt anger and fear swelling inside her. "They erase people like numbers, but I won't let that happen." Davis frowned. "This is internal information. Any disclosure means dismissal and legal action." Behind the glass corridor, red alarm lights flashed, a fire detector. A siren exploded through the hall. Guards rushed out of the office. Carla slipped past, clutching Emma's flash drive like a lifeline. In the elevator cabin, her heart pounded wildly. The display showed 28. The elevator descended slowly, and she closed her eyes, thinking of John, who had promised help. "We are not alone," she whispered. 5 minutes to the vote. Carla returned to Meeting Room B with 1 mug. She had entrusted the flash drive containing the exposé to the other cup. $42 million of written-off debts. 85% of administrative staff unmotivated. Hidden regulator fines. Phone instructions to ignore burnout. Bennett was finishing his mocha. John held his mug by the wall like a relic. "I want to show you the truth," Carla said, placing the mug over the USB port. The room froze. Time slowed. Carla tilted the cup. Click. The screen exploded with numbers and text. Hidden losses, $42 million. Mass layoffs, 85%. regulator fines covered up for years. The directors' faces twisted in horror, rage, panic. "What have you done?" Bennett shouted. Carla stepped into the center, her heels echoing on the floor. "I spilled this coffee so you could no longer hide the truth behind your lattes." Investors roared, "Remove the board! Emergency vote!" A guard rushed forward, but John blocked him. "Let her speak!" Journalists burst inside. Flashes flickered like lightning, exposing the truth. The eldest board member, a man with a silver beard, stepped forward. "Thank you, Ms. Harris. You did what we dared not." Applause exploded in the room. Carla left the meeting room, her uniform stained with mocha, but her gaze was free and determined. At the exit, a guard handed her a badge. Carla Harris, witness of truth. A new era dawned over Camden and Rhodes. The system cracks when light is spilled upon it. If this story moved you, subscribe and listen to more real stories that reveal hidden battles and inspire change. Don't miss what's coming next. The end.